Hello, everyone. This is Monet Quarles, but I go by the Crypto Duchess, and welcome to my Blaze Talk. Today, I'm covering the topic pertaining to finding your voice in Web3. And I wanted to give you a brief synopsis of my Web3 journey and give you a few tips to help you on your Web3 journey. And to be completely candid with you, it's no secret that Black women have received the short end of the stick for decades, for many years, whether it be from corporate America or the general public. Web3 has allowed me to find my place in the world due to the people that I've met over the years on the web, through Twitter, Discord, Instagram, and also the contributions that I've made with my own brand. So just to give you a little bit of background about myself, my name is Monet. I go by the Crypto Duchess, and I got started in the Web3 space, well, in particular, the crypto space, back in 2009. I was a broke college student. I was on my computer, and I saw that I could purchase books, especially books that were illegal in America at the time, through the deep web. So I decided to just surf the deep web, doing my thing, ended up finding out about Bitcoin, and I purchased these books on the deep web. And from there, it piqued my interest. I was like, this is pretty cool, but it wasn't very much so interesting for me because it was still new. So fast forward to 2011 to 2012, that's when I started really investing in cryptocurrency. So I started purchasing little bits, whatever I could with Bitcoin. I was able to actually purchase my first car by saving with crypto, especially Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum back then. So little by little, I started investing in cryptocurrency, and it was a very interesting time because the market was still volatile. As you know, the market, the cryptocurrency and NFT market are very volatile. And I was able to secure a great deal of money back in 2018, but here is the secret here. So my corporate job, I was struggling. I was working in tech, doing tech consulting, tech sales, and working with Fortune 500 companies at the time. And I was very unhappy to the point where I became very depressed, suicidal, and I felt like there was no way out for me, and I didn't feel like I fit in. And to be completely candid with you, there was a point in time where my voice was suppressed because I wanted to go into new roles, such as becoming an engineer and just doing different things with my life. But everyone in the job that I was working at, they kept blocking me. They blocked my voice. They didn't want me to move into these new roles. They told me that I was good where I was at. And it was a huge struggle for me to get out of that mindset. So I took the leap of faith and I left my company, my corporate job that was paying me six figures back in 2018. But at the time, I had well over six figures in cryptocurrency saved up for me to live and just take a sabbatical. And I took that time to really learn and develop my voice, understanding who Monet was. That's how the Crypto Duchess became a person. I actually went on Twitter. I created my first Twitter account in 2018, and the Crypto Duchess was my Twitter handle. So I decided, hey, you know what? This is cool. It wasn't a brand yet, though. My brand actually came about in 2020. And I hired a business coach, shout out to Lucinda Cross, who helped me develop my brand and really helped me figure out what it was I wanted to do within this space. So with that said, I was able to figure out what I wanted to do and create a roadmap within my Microsoft OneNote, and I would get into that a little bit more. So I created my roadmap. I did a little bit of fact finding, and I figured out, hey, you know what? It might be a good idea to create a consulting firm. So that's how the Crypto Duchess came about. And with that said, I'm sitting here talking to you all about finding your voice. So this has been an amazing journey, and most of you are getting started in your journey in the Web3 space. And, it's such an amazing journey to really embark on. So I actually wanted to give you all a couple of tips, about 6 tips, just to get you started in this space and help you find your voice. So first and foremost, I want you all to first accept that you have a unique voice, and it's overflowing with so many possibilities. Unlimited abundance exists within the world, within the universe, and within this space. And being that this is new, we are starting off in a very new space, ground level. We as Black women have the ability to enter this space and really build and figure out, what it is that we want to do. Do you want to be an artist? Do you want to build? Do you want to create your own brand like I did? So figuring out what it is that you want to do, and also just being like a child. Like, when we were kids, we had the ability to be curious. We got into so much stuff. I remember burning my hand on the stove multiple times. Your mother tells you not to burn your hand on the stove. Hey, it's okay to do that in Web3 because it's such a new space, and they're looking for people like you to add ideas and add your voice. So trust me, whatever you're thinking in this space, it could happen. And there's companies that are looking for you. There's people that are looking for you to contribute and add value. So the second tip is finding a mentor that speaks to you. So whether that be me, because with my brand, Duchess Consulting LLC, I help individuals and empower individuals and brands to get into the Web3 space through education and consulting. So from an individual's perspective, I work with individuals and teach them how to safely get into this space, how to secure their wallets, and how to practice security while navigating the NFT or crypto space. So that's what I teach. I also do webinars, one-on-one coaching, and I do in-person events as well. I'll be doing something for NFT NYC in the next couple of weeks at the end of the month. So definitely stay tuned. But whether it be me or someone that you follow already on Instagram or Twitter, find that person or that group of people that you can really look up to and learn from, because that's what helped me get into business. Working with Lucinda was an amazing experience for me. And I look up to her, and to this day, I have a mentor that I could speak to and ask for advice. So I highly recommend that you find someone that, speaks to your soul and that can help you navigate this space effectively and safely. Number 3, cultivating your ability to listen to the world around you. So what that means is doing research, figuring out, what news outlets you can look into. They have Forbes magazine. We also have Bitcoin news, Altcoin Daily. There's many channels on YouTube. I highly recommend that you don't check out all of them, but find one that speaks to you and that speaks the truth. Figure out what type of research you need to do in order to get into this space, and whatever you're looking to do. If you're looking to become an investor, find those channels or find those news outlets so that you can better inform yourself and educate yourself on what you're looking to do. And also, this is something that seems so simple, but just practicing mindfulness, that's what counts as well. A lot of folks, and I've even done this in the past, we have the tendency to think subjectively. We put a lot of emotions, especially when it comes to investing. And I always tell my tribe to eliminate the subjectiveness and become more objective. Practice objectivity when you're getting into the space, because that is the way that you will survive. That is how millionaires are made. I can tell you this firsthand, that the reason why I've touched $1 million but have not reached $1 million is because I did not practice objectivity. I was very emotional. I've left my money in too long. I didn't follow what my gut was saying and what my brain was saying. And instead, I allowed my heart to follow, which it's good to let your heart, be your guide, but also just know that there's a mind, body, and spirit connection when it comes to investing. Trust me. So definitely practicing mindfulness, doing your meditations, breathing, and then getting into it. I'm telling you, it helps tremendously. Tapping into your passion. That's going to be my fourth tip. So I always ask people, especially my tribe and people that I mentor, you have to figure out what it is that you want to do. Are you a builder? Are you a spectator? Are you an investor? Are you a trader? Do you want to learn how to become any of these? Some of them are harder than others. Obviously, a spectator is the easiest thing to get into because all you're doing is researching and learning from other people, whereas a trader, that takes more work, more education. Building, do you want to become a developer? Do you want to, get into creating your own consulting firm? You have to figure out what speaks to you and understanding what your passion is. Your passion, figuring out your passion and what makes you happy will lead to helping you find your voice in this space. And I could say this firsthand because before 2018, I was very lost. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I felt like, I got the degrees, the accolades, and nothing made sense to me at the time. Not even my corporate job, but what makes sense to me once I really figured out and found my voice was Web3. This is my passion, and my voice and my opinion matters here. And I can tell you that if you do decide to build or become a part of this beautiful community, your voice, your opinions, your creativity will matter, and it's necessary and needed in order for us to continue to grow this ecosystem that's ever expanding and ever changing. And then number 5, this is another one right here. And I actually mentioned this before, becoming objective and intentional. So it ties into a little bit, into what we were talking about with number 3. Once you figure out your place in this space, writing out your plan of action and executing. So, going within, becoming intentional, thinking about what you want to do, whether it be from the different buckets that I described, spectator, trader, builder, community manager, whatever it is that you want to do, figure it out and write out a plan, an actionable plan, and start executing little by little and becoming objective. So just taking out the emotional part of it and figuring out if this makes sense for you at the time. If it doesn't, it's completely fine. Then you can still contribute, you could still be a spectator and learn. And when the time is right, you can enter this space. But I have a feeling that most of you are here today because you want to learn about this space. You want to understand more about the space and somehow get involved. So maybe this will work for you. So what I did was, I wish I could show you all this. I have a Microsoft OneNote book that's filled with many different ideas pertaining to crypto and Web3. And I only executed on one of them, which was actually 2 of them, the Crypto Duchess and Duchess Consulting. So 2 ideas out of 10 ideas that's written out there. So there's 8 business ideas that I have written and I haven't even executed on them yet. So I'm being very intentional, and I encourage you all to be intentional. And this is how you should treat your investments as well. Creating a spreadsheet for yourself and logging what you're investing in on a regular basis and following your money and understanding where your money is going and how the market is looking like, that will help you also to really remain present and intentional in this space. A lot of folks do not do this and they end up losing a lot of money. I've lost a lot of money in this space by not following those steps. Also, just losing out on opportunities by not writing out what I wanted to do. I think there's a saying with Erykah Badu said something like, you take a pencil, and a piece of paper and you write it down and that shit becomes real. I'm telling you, writing makes everything real and it holds you accountable and it helps you remain intentional and also objective. And then last but not least, finding your tribe. The way to survive, like the true way to survive in this space, is to figure out a community. If you can't find your community, build one, build a community for yourself. But there are so many dynamic people and amazing voices, especially women of color that are in this space that are intentional, smart, and they're welcoming as well. And again, they are looking for women like you to become a part of their tribe. The women that I have that's a part of my tribe, and we all have, like, we have the Crypto Duchess tribe, we have my girl Zara Charm who has her tarot card tribe in Web3. There's so many different ways to get involved with the community or building a community. It's not even funny. So, go on crypto Twitter, create a Twitter account and get on Twitter and start figuring out the people, the movers and the shakers in this space. There's some accounts on Instagram that you can follow as well, including my own, the Crypto Duchess. Discord is another way to develop and find a tribe. They have many communities that are strong communities, one of which I am a part of. Cyber Brokers is one of them, that I'm actually a holder of that project as well as a contributor of the community. So working with people and entering in communities that make sense to you and that speaks to your soul is so important in the Web3 space. So I encourage and implore you all to figure out your tribe, your people, and just make it make sense. And if it doesn't make sense, hey, hit me up. I'm here. It's really that simple. And I'll point you in the right direction. I'll invite you to some of the spaces that I'm a part of and the spaces that I create on Twitter and on Instagram. And we can figure this out together. But just know that you have a friend in this space. If it's me, if I'm the only person, that's fine. I'll introduce you to other folks. And guess what? There's so many people out here that are willing to meet you and accept you. But before I let you all go, I just wanted to give you a little bit more background about my brand. So Duchess Consulting LLC, I empower and encourage individuals and brands, so corporate brands, to get into this space. So from an individual perspective, I host webinars, I teach financial mindset as well as just being intentional as an investor. So I host webinars and also workshops. I also host technical skills workshops as well. And I do one-on-one coaching and training for people that want to have a little bit of extra loving. So I give that as well. And from a brand perspective, I do public speaking, corporate speaking for companies that are looking to get into the space, but they want to teach their employees or specific teams about different aspects of Web3. I do event planning and also data analytics. And then last but not least, NFT and crypto strategy project consulting. And that's pretty much what I do from both angles. So again, I encourage you all to find your voice in this space, whatever that means for you. And just know that you have support. You have people that are looking to listen to what you have to say in this space. And let me tell you, we're waiting and we welcome you with open arms. Thank you so much for joining my Blaze Talk. Take care.